Good morning and welcome back to Solution 9.
Last week we took a tour of Solution 9 and learned a lot about how the people live here. Sometimes in perhaps a little too much detail.
What did we come here for anyway? I feel like we were supposed to be doing something.
I feel like we're supposed to meet someone. Or something. I'm not sure I remember either.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll figure it out. To think that they had such a problem. Oh right, the sick kid. Well, let's continue the tour, shall we? Look, you obviously have duties to attend to, citizens to look after. We can stop here if you like. No, I do this because I want to, so please do not worry. Next, I'll show you one of the district's most vital facilities, a place called Resolution. To reach it, we'll need to go by way of Laynode 9, where the Aetheryte is situated. Aw, we just came from there. Don't tell me we need to use that now. Yep, we're gonna use that now. The conveyor ahead will transport you to the government sector, where Resolution is located. The markings on the conveyor indicate its direction, and there's a pair just like it on the other side. Is it safe? Extremely, there's no need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? Come on! Nothing to it, eh? Child's amusement ride. I thought we were gonna be honest with each other. And here we are, Resolution, the operational heart of Solution 9. From Resolution, we oversee the running of the district and provide essential services to citizens such as welfare support and job introductions. It's quicker to show than tell, so let's proceed inside. That looks like a DMV.
Strange contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits. Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians, and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
With knowledge comes appreciation.
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while. In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it's said, lightning energy began to swell in our world. According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year. The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity. Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders, then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge. As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor, Lindblum, committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction. They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
Sounds an awful lot like an Umbral calamity.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
That's quite a tale.
Your Majesty, help me! I beg you, help me!
What's the matter?
I've I've got no souls left. Not a single one. But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any. Please, you must do something.
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true. I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight.
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again. We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents. I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep moving, shall we? Right, I believe we've visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Hardships are a fact of life. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed siblings, much as you have yours for souls. But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things, restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import. Well, it was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Zorolja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much.
I don't trust you.
It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Vau Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
Oh, was Sheen wanting to tell us, I wonder? Well, it can wait for another time. We've been exploring for a while now. We should probably go to Kalshira's meeting point. That'll be back the way we came, I think. She genuinely cares for her people. I can respect her for that. And thanks to her tour, I've come to better understand the lives of the Alexandrians. They don't feel so strange and distant anymore. I don't know, they still feel pretty strange to me. So we're supposed to go to a place called True View in the eastern sector. This conveyor ought to take us there. You know, once you get used to it, they're actually kind of fun. Come on, Mailia. Oh, sure. Like kids playing on an elevator. This is the right place, you think? I don't see the others, though. Well, rather than sitting and waiting, we might as well explore a bit more. Look over there. Ooh, sneaky person. Momonja child. What are they doing here? Spying on us. He's been spotted. Off he goes. You noticed too, right? The resemblance to Zoralja? No. The blue scales of Beniwa with the features of Hubio? That can't be a coincidence. At any rate, it wouldn't do to leave such a small child on their own. Come on, let's go after them. I think they ran this way. Ocean Mai, that's a speaker system, I think. So this is True View. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it does seem lively. The building's just about the only one that isn't lit up. Not open for business at the moment, I guess. I didn't see you there. So we don't mean you any harm, we just want to talk. It's a bit odd, don't you think? They run off when we approach, only to suddenly reappear? Could it be they want to take us somewhere? Is that the way of it? You want us to follow you? So it is. Alright then, lead the way. Let's see where they want to take us. Don't fall behind, okay. At least it's not another stalker quest. Those are weird. I feel like I could just RP walk my way through this. Oops. Is this where you wanted to bring us? What is this place? If you're meant to relax here, it's not working for me. Hey, what's your name? So you're still not inclined to talk. He'll only talk if he's completely comfortable with you. You know him? After a fashion, but never mind that. How about something to wet your whistle? Adorable as you are, it's on the house. I can recommend our special, Her Majesty. I'll prepare one without liquor for the boy, too. What is this, some kind of hustle? Thanks but no thanks. We're supposed to meet a friend named Kalcha. But we ran into this child on the way and he led us here. Oh, so you're with Kalcha. That's not disconcerting at all. In that case, go and have a chat with Big Tassos there. He'll show you to a fun place. What about him? I don't think he's in the mood to talk, so he can tend the bar with me. This is taking a turn for the strange, but you don't think we're walking to a trap, do you? Yes, I do. damned if this doesn't have suspicious written all over it. Okay, at least somebody else sees it. What is this fun place meant to be? Is Kalsha there? Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. This area is normally off limits, but Kalsha has told us about you. Just follow the corridor and head into the room at the end. Let's go, Mai. Whatever happens, you can't catch me being surprised. Oh, Dee just had to jinx it.
Wonderful! They're here!
We've only just arrived ourselves.
Amazing!
I bid you welcome to the back room. Oblivion's humble headquarters.
A hideout tucked behind a drinking hole. Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Our members here are mainly creators and adapters. That is, scientists and engineers who specialize in electro. They use their skills to provide support to our field operatives. Geralt, Shale, be so kind as to give our friends an overview of your duties.
Well, there's provisioning. Gotta have supplies to fight a good fight, ain't ya? Luckily, we got the tools to craft most of what we need.
Gathering intelligence is another vital aspect of our work. Everkeep's core system is a veritable treasure trove of information. You just need to know how to get in and find it. We also handle surveillance and communications, watching the enemy's movements and coordinating our own, that sort of thing.
And among all our activities, we spend a fair bit of effort investigating preservation. The organization credited with laying the foundations of electrope technology. From the soul management system to Everkeep's design, they're behind just about everything you see here. It'd be no exaggeration to say they made this realm what it is. But their magnum opus was without a doubt the power which was used to join Alexandria to Tural. Interdimensional fusion.
Fusion, that sounds kind of permanent.
Said power isn't unlike my summoning technique and the magic within Azam's crystal. Yet, though the effect is localized, to be able to fuse realities. Even with my knowledge, I struggle to conceive how it could be possible.
Incidentally, the founders of our group, a husband and wife, were members of preservation at one point. They opposed the fusing of worlds, and so defected in order to prevent it.
While not entirely unexpected, given what we have seen, this is still quite the revelation.
By the by, that's an interesting earring you have there. A novel way of carrying a data storage device.
What now?
You didn't know? Well, as a precautionary measure against machine infiltration, we scan everyone as they enter. And when we scanned you, we detected a small quantity of electrope. Though it's been dressed up, that earring is a storage device and no mistake. Bought it from a shop here, did you?
No, it isn't bought, but inherited.
So these people sent you through the portal along with the earring?
Do you know aught of them?
carried out order. It's believed that they were Malala. Though we have no evidence at present, we can't rule out the possibility that they were your parents, or perhaps close relations. This I posit because they were the very individuals who spearheaded the research into interdimensional fusion. As traitors to preservation, they were relentlessly pursued. If they had a child they feared they couldn't keep safe, entrusting her to the people of another world might have been their best option.
My parents, the founders of Oblivion. Tell me everything you know about them, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Anything and everything.
We don't even know their names, I'm afraid. In a bid to elude preservation's agents, we suspect they erased all trace of themselves. I'm sorry.
But we did just say that you're in.
If you're interested, though, you're welcome to review our accumulated data.
Yes, please. As an individual and member of my order both, I wish to learn as much as possible.
I should also like to peruse the data. Where the joining of realities is concerned, I may well be of service.
Of course. Feel free to peruse to your heart's content.
Thank you.
If you like, I can examine your earring. I have to say, the prospect that it belonged to our founders has me itching to take a look.
I dare say we have enough eyes to pore over your records. Is there any other way we might be productive?
Howie's already bored.
Not right now. We're still waiting for Zoralja to make the next move.
In that case, Alice, would you mind accompanying me?
Gladly.
Oh, I've buggered it up again!
Never a moment's peace. Pay him no mind. I don't.
Oi! You two there! One of you give me a hand, would you? Don't matter who.
I just remembered I have matters to discuss with Shale.
Okay. Better you than me. Seldom does one see Tural so openly impassioned. As her comrade, I will do my best to support her. Shale's already extracted the data from the earring. At long last a clue, my apologies, but I will remain here to review the information. I feel for you, while Geralt is a brilliant adapter. If he's stuck on full volume, it's all I can do to put up with the clamor. By the by, you didn't know him before, did you? Don't see how you could, but for a moment there you were looking at him like you'd seen a ghost. Yeah. I will try to keep closer to the rest of us so you don't get surrounded. What? When I go on the attack, do you think I'm pushing forward too quickly? Oh, okay. I read those out of sequence. This place was originally designed by a preservation engineer. That's why it's wall-to-wall with contraptions. Contraptions. And purple. Sorry you had to pass me passion spilling over. Happens when you put your heart and soul into your craft, you know? And not to be weird or nothing, but I felt a sense of kinship when I saw you, as if we'd met in another life. Subtle. Any road, as I was saying, I need someone to lend me a hand. I haven't slept for 2 nights now, not a single wink, and I'm ripe to collapse. Okay, so go take a nap. Can't afford to, though. Got folks relying on me, see? But if I'm to keep at it, I need you to fetch my favorite energy tonic. That voucher's good for 2 cans. One for yourself. By the way, oh welcome. Can't get the stuff... Can't get the stuff at any old vending machine, though. You need to talk to a bloke named Philemon. You'll find him tending bar out on the main strip. Off you go now. Welcome. What are you having? Guinness? Energy tonics you can't get from vending machines. How dare you suggest that I sell such dangerous stuff? Away with you, and don't come back. Ahem, got a voucher? Slip it to me then. Nice and subtle. Wham! Slaps it on the counter. Ah, so you're collecting for Genold. A can for him and a can for you, eh? Here you go. Yours is formulated for beginners. Gentler than the full-strength stuff. It's not contraband or anything, so you won't run afoul of the authorities, but if the Rodina Consortium was made aware of my special selection, it'd be bad for business. Now, seeing as that's your first time, I want you to drink your tonic here, just in case there's side effects. Sus? Bottoms up. Now, need to make sure it doesn't affect you in any unintended ways. Oh dear. Yeah, and then that's how you do it. Your pulse ought to quicken soon, after which you'll start to see things more clearly, and then finally you'll be roaring surge of energy. People say it's like growing a pair of rainbow wings. Well, you haven't up and carked it, so hurry along and give Genold his tonic. He tends to leave it to the last moment, and I expect he's about to keel over. Everybody's all moved. We're learning about regulators at the moment. How's your urn coming along? It's not terrible. I'm glowing rainbow now. What do you think of the crew here? An interesting bunch, right? I personally recruited Genold and Shale, by the way. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything. Is it just me, or are there rainbows in your eyes? Nope, not just you, but it would be cool if it was there. Is it there? Nope, no rainbows. Nary a moment goes by without Genold moaning and grunting. I presume it's how he expresses his passion for his work. Or constipation. You got the tonic? Give it here quick. Yeah, dude. Ah, that's the stuff. Ain't nothing like it to blow the cobwebs right out with a big kaboom. Awakens something feral in me. It does transform me into a remorseless beast, but won't stop till it's done what it was born to do. Any road. Sorry for sending you off on an errand like that. I just can't concentrate without my tonic, you know? And the pile of work only ever seems to get bigger. Speaking of which, I better get back to it. Those weapons and tools ain't gonna enhance themselves. Moy.
I've been meaning to ask about that Mamulja child. Could he be...
Yes. In all likelihood, he's Doralja's son.
So you think so too? But what is he doing here?
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
Oh my god.
To think he'd cast aside his child.
We can't say for certain who he was born to, or why he was on his own. But he's a blue-scaled Hubigo, and Zoralja is the only other one around. That being the case, everyone assumes they're father and son. Even the boy has put 2 and 2 together. This all happened when he was very little, so he has no recollection of his parents. It breaks my heart to think of it.
What's his name?
Galulja. It was my hope that he'd grow up to be a man of principle, like his grandfather.
It's a fine name.
I should mention that the boy is a little unusual. At first, I intended to raise him as my own, but just when I thought he was warming to me, he suddenly disappeared. We searched high and low for several days, and where should he turn up but in the wilds near Everkeep?
What? It's a miracle he didn't fall prey to fiends.
See? That's another unusual thing. Creatures don't seem to attack him. He could pick his way through the Thunder Yards as if he were on a stroll. On making inquiries, we learned that he had been living alone and receiving food from the people of the outskirts. This became something of a pattern. We track him down and bring him back, only for him to disappear again within a matter of days. He would return to the wilds without fail, and once again rely on the kindness of strangers to survive. Finally, I took the hint and left him be, giving him the solitude he prefers, and lending a hand only when he explicitly asks.
If Galulja is Zoralja's child, that makes him my nephew. Assuming he's willing, I'd be glad to take him in like Papa did for me. But seeing as I'm here to kill his father, I don't know if it would be right.
Who was that?
He heard that.
Oh dear. It's Galulja.
Don't tell me he heard everything.
This is my fault. I asked that he be kept away, but I should have taken more precautions.
I'm going after him. I need to explain.
Wait, Lamachi. I understand your haste, but it'd be best to coordinate a search. Kapkiwa, do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no telling, I'm afraid. He could as easily be outside the tower as here in Solution 9.
If those who can fight would search below, my mother and I will scour the district.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it.
Regardless of circumstance, Zoralja is Galulja's father. The boy is bound to be confused. Yeah. If Galulja is outside the tower, we need to find him as quickly as possible. Even if he's used to getting around on his own, the wilds are still no place for a child. Agreed. While Kyle and Raha continue reviewing the data, the three of us shall devote ourselves to the search. Alright, let's head to the base of the tower and take it from there. Why are we immediately assuming he's already out of the tower? Heritage found is a large area. Splitting up would allow us to cover more ground. We're looking for a little dude that can disappear for days on end at will. Well, here we are outside, but where do we even begin? Perhaps someone has caught sight of Galuja. Let's make inquiries nearby. Good idea. Can you handle the outskirts, Alize? In the meantime, the Romeros and I will head beyond the big wall. Well done, little one. Get back here, you scaly little bastard. You spotted the people too? Perhaps they've seen something. Come on. I can tell you for a good eye, and I'm not talking about your ocular capacities. What I mean is that you seem well suited to finding lost valuables, useful resources and the like. If you mind to become a reforger, I'm certain you'd go far. As a possessor of a good eye myself, I'd bet on it. Okay. I'm guessing that's who these people are. The things we find are used in two ways, for ourselves or passed on to others. We meet all sorts of interesting individuals, and over time we gradually build a large network of contracts. Okay? I'm not familiar with your footfalls. It's an interesting note. Do you often identify people by their footfalls? Looks like some sort of salvage yard. Well, let's ask after Galusha. Galusha isn't here. You know the boy? Have you seen him? Oh, forgive me. I didn't know you were. No offense taken. My name is Tabu. My eyes may be useless, but my ears are sharper for it. I can recognize people by their footfalls, including Galusha. So he didn't come this way. Where in the world could he be? I do not know your voices. Who are you to Galusha, and why do you search for him? I'm family. Though we're not related by blood, his father is my brother. I'm only just met Galusha, and we haven't had the chance to talk properly. But I'm about to do something that'll make him hate me, and I wanted a chance to explain. His father is your brother? That means you're... Amokoma, thou resolve for truly you... Yeah, I fucked up that line. Yes, Amokoma, thou resolve for truly you. And I've journeyed here to bring my brother Zeralja to account for murdering our people and our father. You should probably not be so open about that. When all is said and done, Galusha may want to do nothing to do with me. Nonetheless, I'll always consider him family. I'll always be there for him, and I want him to know that. It tears you apart to do what you must. The quiver in your voice tells the tale. Galusha was headed south. There he has a place that is close to home as he knows. Out in the wastes? Find and bear your heart to him. Should he in turn bear his heart to you and accept... Should he in turn bear his heart to you, accept and respect his wishes, as Queen Sveen respected ours when she granted us a place in her realm. Oh right, you guys don't have the implants. I will, don't worry. But what do you mean when you say Sveen respected your wishes? Out of concern for our well-being, Her Majesty had urged us to reside inside Everkeep. When we declined, not only did she gracefully accept our decision, she granted us the necessary supplies to make our home here. And since then, she's paid us regular visits to see how we fare. That sounds like Sveen, all right. Well, thanks for telling me about Galusha. I'll find him, and then we'll have a good talk. Okay, he's got a regulator though. We continue south, it seems. Let's keep our eyes peeled as we make our way. Well, we kinda have to. There are lightning monsters everywhere. Galuja appears to prefer solitude, but deep down he's lonely. Small wonder for his abandonment. Take good care of him, will you? I myself am quite fond of the boy. Oshi moi, what is that? It's a town. What's left of one. And half of it's submerged. The architecture looks nothing like what we've seen so far. It's more Charlan. There he is, among the ruins. I only caught a glimpse, but there's no mistaking that tiny silhouette. Let's hurry after him. It'd be a disaster if a building collapsed while he's inside. I mean, he's been using this place as a shelter for a while now. I only saw him for a moment before he disappeared behind a building. I'm pretty sure Galuja was heading further south. I'll contact Alize on LinkPro and let her know to join us. There you go, electric elephant type things. They seem kinda stubby. This is the area, but the canals and the debris make it hard to get a good view. Let's split up and search. If you could head into the canals, I'll make my way through the streets. When we find Galuja, let's watch from a distance until he gets to his destination. Wouldn't want to startle him and cause an accident. Oh boy, as I was just saying, yay, it's not a stalking mission, it became a stalking mission. Hold it. Stalk the child. Not a lot of cover.
You've come a long way on such short legs. It's a relief he didn't get hurt.
I mean,
What's
that's
here,
a trip
I
he
wonder?
seems to make on the regular.
So he's looking after those little ones.
Or he eats them.
Gululja.
Not another step!
What?
A sentry?
Run, Kaluja, run!
You know the boy. Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Wuklamat, and I've come to talk to Gululja.
Is that so?
I'm sorry if I scared you. I want to get to know you better. That's all.
And you, my boy, do you wish to speak with them?
I heard them talking. She said she's going to kill my father.
Villains! I will deal with them forthwith!
But... I want to get to know her too.
I see. If that is your desire, then I shall stand aside.
I feel like this needs an
Alright then.
explanation.
Let's talk, you and I. Lux. But, who's the ancient-looking and articulate machine?
If I look ancient, it is because I am. This has been my vessel for no less than 380 years.
Gosh, my.
Vessel?
Otis is my friend. When I was hungry and sad, he came and looked after me. He cooks for me and teaches me all kinds of things. Like how to read and write and not be noticed by dangerous creatures.
This machine cooks for you?
And teaches you about fiends. What is he exactly?
Ah! How remiss of me. I had neglected to introduce myself. Sir Otis Valona, Lord Captain of the Royal Knights of Alexandria. At your service.
You're captain of the knights?
You're different from the other machines. What's your story?
And there I thought it was Gululja with whom you wished to speak. Not that I'm averse to taking a walk down memory lane. But ere I regale you, we must take our repast.
A meal. Here. I hate to turn down food, but I'd prefer to have this conversation in the back room.
Please, I'm really hungry.
All right. A repast it is.
Really had to twist her arm there.
She's going to spoil her nephew, silly. I'll send word to Erenville so the others can stop worrying.
Now, if I might prevail upon your assistance, I shall whip up my most delectable specialty.
He spoke to us. Galoja actually spoke to us. I'm having a real hard time saying Galoja without adding the other Ja. If Otis has been around for as long as he claims, perhaps he knows things that not even Oblivion is aware of. There we go. Otis cooks the best food. So, my new friends, I would enlist your aid in procuring the ingredients for our repast. After all, the most enjoyable meals are those we make together. We're happy to pitch in, of course. What ingredients did you have in mind? First of all, some yam and pumpkin. The people of the outskirts should be willing to share their harvest. If you and Galoja can go speak with them. Sure, I'll ask for the cast-offs too, as usual. As for Mailia, as for the Romeros and Alizé, I'd be obliged if you could procure some woolback meat. The creatures can be found grazing on the slopes outside of town, as beef is less readily available. The creatures can be found grazing on the slopes outside of town. As beef is less readily available, their flesh makes a good substitute, that of the younger ones especially, as it's more tender and less gamey. Consider it done. We'll be back with the meat before we get out. Thank you kindly. In the meantime, I shall see to other preparations. Say, why don't we make a contest of it? Whoever delivers the first... Whoever delivers the meat first is the winner. Everything's gotta be a competition with you, Allie. What's this? Am I to understand you've already procured the meat? Hey, here's a whole bunch of meat. Good heavens, you have had such a choice. God, besides, just plain you know how to handle yourself in battle. Were it 400 years ago, I would have repeated you to the Royal Knights. Ha ha ha. Once Alizé brings her portion, we shall have a glorious bounty to satisfy growing younglings like yourselves. Indeed, I expect there will be ample leftovers to share with the good folk of the drift towns. They always appreciate a warm meal. Now, seeing as you have completed your task so quickly, I have another request to make of you. We've exhausted our supply of kindling electrope, and I should be grateful if you could search the houses yonder for more. In the Old Kingdom, electrope rations were issued to each citizen, while small fragments may still be found here and there. If you can obtain 5 pieces, say at least one ought to be what we require, that is, a kind that converts lightning to fire, Galoja can identify them by their circuitry, so pray take them to him. The boy has become quite deft at discerning electrope types, and in very short time, I might add. Now, off you go, and happy foraging. I think it's scavenging. we've got the requested vegetables along with a few extra bits. I have to say, all this running around's made me hungry. I dared to think I had won this time, but turns out you were already off doing another task. Right? The others have returned as well. What a blessedly lively day this has become. Indeed. Wow, you found a lot. Let's see, this one creates wind, this one creates water. You can tell just like that? I'm impressed. Clever, isn't he? I'll bet he gets it from his father. Ah, this is it. This converts to fire. It absorbed lots of lightning, so we should be able to kindle a flame easily. Thank you, Romeros. With apologies to Aaronville and Cryo, let's enjoy the meal. Makes me happy to see Galusha happy. Pokemon carries lots of vegetables at once. She's really strong. Thanks for your kind assistance. We have everything we need for our repast. You've done your part, now I shall do mine. I bid you relax, my friends. The meal will soon be served. This is the kind of thing families do, Galusha. We have meals together and talk about what's on our minds. So you ate with your father? Yes, with him and my brothers. It was mostly the head of Resolve and I doing the talking, though. Conan, the head of Reason, occasionally joined in, and Zeralja spoke when he was spoken to. You said that you have two papas. Does that mean one is yours and the other is my father's? No, both are your father. He's what people call blessed siblings, a Momoja with two heads. Zeralja is his true-born child, while Kona and I were adopted and don't share the same blood. But that doesn't make us any less family. What matters is that our hearts are connected. The head of Resolve taught me that. Family. Do you have someone like that too? A person you think is family, even though you don't share the same blood? Uh-huh. That's a good question. What about you? Yeah, she's right here. We're married. I do, and she's very dear to me. She's sitting right there. I'd like to meet them one day. So, Galusha, I'm hoping that we could be family, you and I. Won't you tell me about yourself? Really want to know about me? I do. I want to know all about you. The things you love, the things you hate. Anything and everything. Radishes. I want to know all about you, too. Okay, well, we're off to a good start. That reminds me, we were hoping to hear your story, too, Otis. As you wish, be forewarned that mine is a tale that will be long in recounting. Cool, so you're gonna voice it over yourself, right? Now you're gonna make me read it? Okay. It was before lightning had altered the world that I was appointed Lord Captain of the Royal Knights. We're talking hundreds of years prior to the calamity, right? Indeed, earlier still than when I assumed this mechanical form, 454 years ago to be precise. Then you used to be a normal person. It's kind of a rude way to say it. Oh yes, I was once flesh and blood like you, and I proudly served as a knight of Alexandria. So rather than a machine that behaves like a person, you were an actual person. How's that possible? 'Tis only natural that you're confused. Hear my tale to the end, and all shall become clear. foremost duty of the royal knights was the protection of the royal family. In my time, that was their majesties the king and queen, and their only child, Her Highness the princess. By then, every nation of our star was embroiled in some manner of conflict over Electro. Thus was our kingdom drawn into war with its neighbor. That war was the catalyst for the great calamity that altered the environment. Countless countrymen lost their lives amidst the chaos, the king and queen among them. For a blessing, we were able to protect the princess, who then rose to the occasion and brought hope to our people in those trying times. So kind-hearted was our young queen that at her behest, we even took in refugees from the enemy nation. But sadly, her reign was cut short. Like many others, her body had been ravaged by lightning, and one day she collapsed and passed away. How tragic. Aye, nary was there a citizen whose eyes remained dry, and many a moon was spent constructing a great tomb worthy of our memory. Yet, I clung to hope still, for while Her Majesty was on her deathbed, the kingdom's finest scientists had successfully extracted her soul. Did we hear that right? Extracted her soul? Our flesh may wither and die, but as soon as we're remembered, we may live on. This age-old belief had always comforted our people, but as casualties mounted in the wake of a calamity, we sought to make it into reality through the power of Electro. In time, we succeeded in developing the means to preserve the soul, and it was used to spare the Queen eternal death. Yet it wasn't enough to simply prevent the soul's departure, for the ultimate goal was to create a person as they were in life, and this required that our memories be further extracted from their soul. It took many more years of research to make this possible, by which time I had become a gray old man. With my days numbered, I did not hesitate to volunteer myself as a test subject for the procedure. So it was that I attained this vessel. And by successful rebirth, I paved the way for those who are recreated from the memories of the departed. The Endless, they are called. If your tale is true, then the queen that your people brought back to life, that would have to be Sphene. Oh, you know Her Majesty as well. My description of her boundless kindness must have paled in comparison to what you no doubt felt in her presence. I haven't met her myself, I confess, not since assuming my current form. Wouldn't want to frighten the living daylights out of her. Ha ha ha. Okay, this is starting to have kind of a Fallout vibe to it. Okay, so now I want to know how many Endless there are. Does this mean Queen of Alexandria isn't actually a person like you or me? Yeah, Anya called that a while ago. Otis has told me the tale before. I have seen my queen from afar many times, but I have not the courage to approach her. This isn't out of cowardice, mind you, but rather concern. Yes, concern that I would cause Her Majesty undue distress. Oh, I assure you, her kingdom is causing her plenty of stress. The Endless. So all this time, Sphene wasn't alive? She lives, yet she does not. 'Tis admittedly a difficult distinction to make. Having inherited the memories of a departed soul, an Endless feels, thinks, and acts precisely as the person would. In that sense, I believe they are alive. The Alexandrians know about this, right? It can't have gone unnoticed that Sphene was perpetually youthful. No one really knows about the Endless. People who were regulators don't even think about death. Everyone sees that the Queen doesn't change and they just accept it. Oh, that is so scary. To them, it's just who she is. Are there other Endless? While there should be as many Endless as those who have died, I believe they're limited in where they can exist. Queen Sphene is unique in her ability to appear before you. Strictly speaking, I myself am not Endless. They are created using memories extracted from the soul. My entire soul was placed inside a machine. Besides, inside a machine makes you different? How? While I do not understand the finer points, my life is bound to this vessel. If it breaks down, then it would be over for me, much like being flesh and blood. Hardly an endless, unchanging life, I'm sure you'd agree. An endless, unchanging life. I can't help but be reminded of the Ia. Oh wow, that's a callback. Did Cassia and the others know about this? Quechua, I think was her name. Considering their extensive intelligence gathering, I'd be surprised if they didn't. For now, let's share what we've learned with Cryo and Raha. I can't help but have misgivings about this.
Nahe, is that you?
Good gods, Ellen Nespia! It's been too long, my friend! Where have you been all these years? What have you been doing with yourself? Hold on. They say Queen Sphene has guests from outside the barrier. That's you, I gather?
It seems so. I'm looking for my mother. Do you know where she is?
Your mother? Sorry, but what was she like again?
What? It's Kafkiwa. You know, the one who was too adventurous by half? Who journeyed with the Dawn Servant?
It's not ringing any bells.
You can't be serious. Ours was a tiny little village. Surely you remember her.
I really don't. It's all a blank.
Is anyone else here from the village?
Hey!
Huh? Elenespia?
I'm looking for Kafkiwa. Where is she?
What's this all of a sudden? Who's Kafkiwa?
This cannot be. The memories of the departed are taken away. No.
Nashby, where are you? The others will be here soon, so hurry back, won't you? Do you hear me? Say something, would you?
Yeah, something's off here. As many endless as those who have died, so where are they, and how have they've been living up till now. We'll have to ask Kashua what she knows. And if she's hiding things from us, we need to know why. Why are you all making those serious faces? Because something is amiss, Galusha. Something is terribly, terribly amiss. Although the mood has become a tad subdued at the end, I thoroughly enjoyed our repast together. We did too, Otis. To hear about the Endless was something of a shock, but we otherwise enjoyed your company. Above all, I'm glad you and I could talk, Galusha. We're going to get along great, I just know it. You think so? I'm happy for you, my boy. Now then, I presume you will be returning to Everkeep. Permit me to accompany you. At least a part of the way. My brain pauses on weird parts of sentences. About Sphene. It doesn't matter to me that she's an Endless, whether she's alive like you and me or not. I've seen enough to know that she has a good heart. What worries me is the burden she bears. We still don't know what it is. I expect there are things she can't tell us, not with Zeralja watching, but at the very least, I'd like to know what the Endless are to her. Sorry, I didn't mean to delay us. I just felt the urge to share my thoughts with you. Oh, on the way back, let's make a quick stop to the Drift Downs. I want to tell Tapu how it went. Okay, so Sphene is acting mighty suspicious, and this Galusha and Otis are really only adding more questions.
And we don't really seem any closer to actually dealing with Zeralja.
At least we had a nice repast. If you enjoyed this week's video, like and subscribe. Please remember to spay and neuter your pets and family members. Das vidanya.